doing that last one, and I lost my grip into the shower curtain, and that was over. As soon as I lost the grip, that thing tightened against my Adam's apple, and I just passed out. Jesus, imagine that. Imagine talking for 20 minutes and realize that your sound is not recording. Sheila, you're like no help either. I'm just alone here trying to record things, and you're just standing there. But welcome back, people. Another episode of The Wolfe Den. I am your host, Brax Wolfe. This is my lovely, useless co-host, Sheila. She's very thin and made of plastic, but we still love her. And I'm excited to be back here. You know, I said I was going to post an episode every week. But this is what's happening, people. My expectations. I need to readjust my expectations. Because posting a podcast every week and a video every week is just not doable. And then I'm trying to figure it out. Why is it not doable? Because I'm thinking of all these things to do. And I think I figure it out. As sad as it is, I just don't think my mind is into the electric skateboarding topic. And, you know, I've been put into this box so earlier on into the game. Like when I started my YouTube channel, I was posting a bunch of things, you know, from stop motion to little short films here and there. But really what stuck was the Meeple content, the Meeple Mini 2, which is a kind of electric skateboard, if you don't know what that is. And that really stuck. You know, videos just took off. And then there was that pressure of keep creating content with the Meeple Mini 2 so the algorithm picks up my word. And I'm just there producing as many videos as I can. I think I posted around 30 videos on that Meeple Mini 2 board. But after a while, things got stolen. I'm not the type of person that's spending my budget on boards. And I thought I would have companies sending me boards, honestly. But that didn't happen. And it just fucked everything up, you know, because as an electric skateboarding channel, you have to be posting electric skateboards because the people want to see what's hot, what's coming up, what's trending. But if I don't have the ability to post content with those new boards, then it's hard. So that's why you catch me on the channel struggling to create different content. And then whatever money I have coming in, there's just so many things that need to be taken care of before I buy an electric skateboard. So I just end up not doing it. And it's hard to compete in that category because I'm on that electric skateboard category. That's what the algorithm likes. That's what the subscribers want. But yet I'm barely posting content on that. And the channel took a huge hit. And this is where I stand. You know, I finally recorded the short film of my dreams, you know, pun intended. But, you know, I got a lot of scenes in there that I've always wanted to get. And, I knew I was going to post it on the channel and it wasn't going to be good because how can I really advertise that to the algorithm and everyone else on the channel? And I guess it didn't get the return that I was looking for. And this is me again, you know, I did things for myself. I'm so glad I shot that. And we're going to go over later on the episode. Spoiler alert, by the way, if you haven't seen the video, make sure to go watch it. But I put a lot of work into it, and it wasn't just me. You know, like Lavon and Mike. You know, we spent a lot of hours filming, and then I spent so many hours editing and doing the sound, and it was just a lot of work. And I guess after I posted it, I was a little butthurt. I'm not going to lie. And like I said, I knew it was going to happen, and I didn't expect to get a high view count on that video. But at the same time, I'm like, what am I doing here? What am I doing? I have to spend my time on something that will be more productive to this. And spending time on these electric skateboarding videos is dope and all, because I get to show it to you guys, and I love it, and the feeling that I get once something is out there and everyone is enjoying it. But I feel like I have to spend my time on something else right now that will yield a higher view count and support this dream. Because at the end of the day, I can't say that I just do it for the craft. I do it because I love. I do it because I want this to turn into something, where I can eventually create a payroll and pay my friends to do these things, and everything would be okay. And we can all start building our piggy banks when we're old and we're like, what the fuck happened with life? But we at least were able to build something that sustain us into the future. And I never thought that the electric skateboarding thing was it. I've always known that even the most famous electric skateboard reviewers that you can think of right now, they will eventually reach a cap that you can't go past it. And I guess my expectations has to been always go past, world dominance almost. So I've been thinking very meticulously about things and how to really monetize my talent. Because it comes down to that. It's like I'm so great at advertising other companies and advertising brands. I do it on a daily basis. But when it comes to myself, I have a very, very hard time. And that's why you catch myself with all these internet personas. It's not the first time, and it's not the first, and it's not the last. It has been happening for a lot of years. And it's not the first time that you're gonna hear of a Brax Wolfe. You're gonna hear of another Brax Wolfe coming up, but it might not be a Brax Wolfe. But this is not my end. This is an opportunity for me to actually take things to the next level. And I've really thought about it, and I don't think that the direction that this channel has been going is the right move. And I could be wrong here, but I just know myself, and I know I have a lot to offer. And when I was put into that box, it took a toll on me of trying to showcase videos to the people that were already subscribed. So once the videos were out there, I was fine with the first time watchers coming in and watching a random video of mine. But I always had this pressure, like, will the current subscriber who has been keeping up with this whole journey, are they going to appreciate this video, even though it might be some dumb information for the first time watcher, for example, for people that might not be too experienced with electric skateboards, but they're getting into it and they're trying to learn as much information as I can, even though that information might be a little dumb for the seasonal e-skater. And that just tripped me up. It's like, fuck, so is the content too dumb for someone who's already too advanced into the channel? And that's what happened, and that's what's been happening. And just the expectation side of things, it's what's been making me sad throughout all these weeks and months, and I don't know how long it's been going on, but just trying to stay within this electric skateboard topic when all my electric skateboards got taken away, and I had one left, but it's a board that no one fucking cares about, like the Max 4 Pro, like Max Find. I said this in one of the podcasts, and I apologize again, but it's just a shitty board, and I don't think that people are out there actively searching for it. And I just been stuck. And being stuck, it sucks. And you guys are out there are probably like, bro, what are you doing? Like, why are you so fucking stuck? Just like make content and the people will come. But I just don't know if that's what I want. I don't know if that's exactly what Brax Wolfe wants, to keep making these electric skateboarding videos. It's like, until when? This this short film, I don't know, there's a lot of meaning behind this little short film, and I feel like some people won't understand it until maybe later on and they rewatch it and they're gonna be like, oh, okay, maybe we saw this coming. Whatever it's gonna happen, I'm not sure if the dream's over or not, or if it's gonna keep going. But the short film, I've been wanting it to do it for a while, and I've had a hard time really getting these ideas that I have in my head by myself. It's almost impossible. I've been able to get through as much as I can just recording things myself, but it gets hard. So I finally got a little crew going. Levon and Mike, again, shout out to you guys. And we were able to achieve something really cool, and something that I've had inside of my head, and when I saw it coming to reality in the final product, and I was just blown away because it was exactly what I saw inside of my head. And I'm excited to do that, to turn these crazy dreams, these crazy projects. There's so many things that we've been talking about, that I've been talking about internally with my peoples, and we're trying to really figure it out, what's the best move to proceed with this. And this short film was like I said in the last podcast, you should go back and listen to it, or maybe not. I didn't talk much about it, but it was just, was shot around some dreams that I've had in the past, and some traumas that I've had growing up. Okay, all right, so let's do this. Let's go scene by scene, since we are here, and we will talk more about this short film. And really, why did I make it? Are you just a sick fuck, Brax Wolfe? Huh? Are you just this twisted dude that we have no idea that you're just derailing all the time? So, intro scene, this whole thing, if you watched it, it is very Inception inspired. I mean, I love the movie, and I watch movies multiple times. Like, I'm the type of dude that will watch a movie sometimes 20 to 30 times just because I love it. It's like listening to a song. It's like, why should I just watch it once when I can watch multiple times and catch on to things that I didn't even see it before, or my mind didn't allow me to see it because I was looking somewhere else. So yes, very Inception inspired. I felt like I had to start with something related to dreams, or give someone a glimpse that I was dreaming and I'm just confused. I woke up into this place. I don't know where I am. I'm just standing in the middle of the road, and there's a car coming behind me really fast. Sometimes I stop and think to myself, how the fuck did I get here? I remember what I had for breakfast, what I did at work, but how did I really get here? Rolling through the streets amongst all these lost... Alright, so as you can see right there, the first scene, car is rushing behind me, and then it cuts to the breakfast, cuts to what I did at work, then cuts to inside of the car, then cuts back to outside of the car, so then cuts back inside of the car, it swerves, and then the person gets out. And, I felt like that was the only way to cut this scene to make it look real, because essentially what was happening, I was standing there looking at the camera as still as I can. My friend Mike was driving. Levon was in the passenger seat recording from that angle. And he got really close to me, but was swerve in the last minute and then just turn around and repeat. So we did that 3 times, I believe, and I felt like the only way to really sell the scene was to cut the breakfast and the work scene. That came after I shot. So as I was sitting with editing, I was like, how can I tie this all together and make it look like the suspense that, oh shit, is he about to get hit by a car right in the first scene? And then it cuts and you're just wondering, like, go back to that scene. I want to see Brax Wolfe getting hit by a car, but he never does. So, you know, Mike gets out.
At this moment, I'm not sure which side of the fence I stand in. But who cares? I'm going home. I need some sleep.
So, you know, Mike gets out of the car. He's pissed off, you know, because he almost ran someone over. And you're not trying to run someone over on a random Tuesday night. Mike gets out of the car. He's pissed off. And he's just yelling at my face. I told him to just yell for a while and then push my face with his middle finger. And then what I did in editing, I made those trails to look like almost like he's a ghost. He's one of those lost souls that I was talking about in the narration. So that's why you see the movements front and back, and it's trail mix like. All right, let's proceed. All right, so we know what happens here. Brax Wolfe obviously has to throw in an electric skateboarding scene to make it fit into this channel somehow. So he goes from where he was standing in the middle of the street, having no idea where he is, to finally snapping out of it and saying, like, hold up, I need to go to sleep. And yeah, we get this. Good old GH5 shot with the board. So the way I shoot those scenes, it's dangerous for my camera. And if you look at the ending credits, you see that I slammed my camera into a fucking scooter. But, you know, I have my camera, big camera rig, holding it down as I skate really low. So it has a cage around it, and I've hit the floor multiple times or bumps or things. And it's a dangerous shot for the camera, but it always looks so cool. So, of course, as I'm coming into the building, there's eerie noises already as I step in. You know, you hear the sounds of my step. And by the way, all the sound that you hear in this video, I would say that 90%, like 90 to 94% is all fabricated. It's all layered and it's all fake. Like if you were to see the actual files of the video, the sound for most clips are all off and everything is fabricated, from the footsteps and to the sound of going to the elevator, everything that's happening to the elevator, even some parts of me being scared. It's not, and me being like, it has been all done after. But yeah, I'm stepping into the elevator. It's a shitty old elevator and things are about to go wrong. Oh shit. So I'm going up, I'm hearing noises, bangs already starting to happen. And, you know, that was a fun scene to record. Like, I had this whole thing in my head, and it came just like it. Like, there's a light on the elevator, and in my head, I was like, someone's going to cover the light, and it's going to give that effect. Like, I didn't want to actually, on post, to darken things as a transition and then bring it back. Everything was done in the elevator. So Lavon is just, it's a tiny elevator. He's just there with the camera recording as I walk in. Mike has a box over the light, so we have almost like this choreographed dance going on. So there's hits from me. He knows exactly what to do, cover the light. I start to freak out, and then I go from from standing to being in the corner of the elevator. And then there's overlaying scenes there of the fucking, what's it called, the pentagram, and then just more trails of my face freaking out. And by the way, that pentagram scene, it took a while to record, just building that whole thing, and it was for like 2 seconds, if even. So I'm freaking out in the elevator. I have no idea what's happening. This is still dream world. And I kept thinking in my head too, like, would I be screaming, freaking out? No, usually when I'm by myself and something scary happens, I kind of just keep it to myself. So that's why I still kept that internal anxiety and struggle. And then the lights come back on because Mike uncovered the light with the box. And then you have my face very squinty, like I've been in the dark for a while. So, everything is very sound effect driven here. That's the only thing that really brings the suspense and the anxiety to the viewers, the people that's watching. So as you can see, me walking through the hallway, the music is getting very intense. Like, things are about to get real here. And then I'm stumbling, looking around the place, fucking trying to get my key as fast as I can. I go in. As soon as I go in, kind of just close the door, take a few deep breaths, trying to really make sense of what just happened. And that was a nice gimbal shot. We did a few gimbal shots on this that really showcased the dreamy movement of the video. So I go into the door, I close the door, but I notice that there's this red light in my peripheral. That light is not normally there, because this is what's about to happen. And it's me, bro. It's me in the kitchen with a knife, and I look psycho, like I just murdered 30 people, and I'm waiting for me to come in. And as soon as we make eye contact, that's when I run. I'm just like, I'm fucking out, and he starts to follow me. And I was so glad that this scene worked out, because I envisioned this scene going from the kitchen to the living room. And then you can see that happening. It's actually 2 different cuts, though. One cut, I have the knife, I run out, and then I change clothes. And the other cut, I just kind of fall to the ground, very scared. And then Mike would step in, change clothes with me. We did this a lot of times to get the scenes. We would change clothes, and then he would be me, and we would try to film things from the back shoulder where you couldn't really tell that there was another person, but you would constantly get the feeling that it was me, because you would show my face stabbing, me getting stabbed, and you just end up with that. And after I got stabbed in the stomach or wherever it was, I started bleeding from the mouth, which is chocolate syrup and red dye, if you were wondering. And it gives that really thick, gooey red effect. And spitting blood is always fun. But then, from that same position, I wake up with the knife coming out, waking up, transition into whatever the next scene is. So, it showcases the boot, because the boot is very important throughout this whole thing. I'm just sitting up, trying to make sense of everything. I can't really believe what just happened. It was 2 freaky things all in once. But I finally woke up from my dream. What you think? It was a wake up from a dream. So, this scene right here, was cool because what happened, I was just in the mirror with the green screen behind me. Mike was holding the green screen behind me while the camera was on a tripod, because the secret to this shot, the camera could not move with the green screen, because if he did, then I'd have to also keyframe myself when I pop in the back to move with the movements of the camera. So it'd be much easier to just keep it steady. And then, one shot is me wearing the floral shirt, washing my face, and then I recorded myself against the green screen again, just popping up, kind of taking the shower curtain to proceed into the next scene. And everything happened so fast that you can't really make sense of if it's, I mean, it came out great. Fuck. So there you could see the vein popping in my head, and I'm actually getting very red. So if you were wondering, yes, I was getting choked for real. The only way that I'd get a natural reaction from me, I knew if it was actual pain and oxygen being held from my body. So, Mike, once again, wearing the hoodie, trying to conceal himself as much as he can. And then we traded again. I was the one wearing the hoodie. You get the deal by now. But it was real. You can see the veins popping. You can see my face turning red. And then whenever I tap him on the leg, it was when I was like done. I couldn't do it anymore. When we were doing this last take, because, this was maybe like 4 takes. One is 60 frames. The other one in regular 24 frames. And we were doing that last one, and I lost my grip into the shower curtain, and that was over. As soon as I lost the grip, that thing tightened against my Adam's apple, and I just passed out. I will put the little clip of me passing out here. But, it was dumb. Maybe it was silly. Damaging my brain there for no reason, but we really got the shot. It showed struggle. It showed that anxiety that I really experience in some dreams sometimes. And then it comes, I think, my favorite transition of all times that I have ever done, to nothing crazy, but just how it was done so smoothly. I'm in love with it. I'm in love with it, Sheila. I'm in fucking love with it. So, little clips showing the tub getting filled. The music is very dramatic. Just a lady singing by herself. I don't know that style of music, but very soprano-like. Water filling. Me struggling trying to get the knife. So the knife that I got murdered with before I woke up, I spotted under the sink. So I am struggling, reaching to get it. And this is where the transition happens, ladies and gentlemen. This is what is beautiful, and I live for this shit. Exactly. I had the GoPro. I was recording that scene by myself late at night when I was trying to stitch that. Holding the GoPro in my left, reaching with my right arm as the tub is getting filled, and then I just drop to the tub with the GoPro. I don't necessarily go in, but the movement of the GoPro goes in, so you think that is my point of view. And I did that same movement kind of at the beach, where I wake up and I'm just underwater until I open my eyes and freak out. Those black blinking effects, like it's my point of view and I'm blinking. Very, very Inception. So Inception. Right there, I actually got hit with the wave, and it really knocked my equilibrium again, because I'm not that great at swimming. But I I was in the water for a while recording underwater, and I was actually winded here, so it worked out great. And then, cut to the other scene, because we did this scene a couple of times, so I had different angles to cut from. And you can see people at the beach are just looking at me filming this, because like I said, I did a couple of takes, so they're just wondering, like, what the fuck is this dude doing? But it's normal. It's Los Angeles. I see the board. I see the boot. I take it. Boom. Time lapse. Time lapse with the sound of a clock as times is going by. All right, skateboarding shot, because, at the beach, I just got my skateboard, I got my boots, and I'm out. It's already dark. Still confused on what is going on. And Brax Wolfe finally gets hit by a car. So, as you can see me riding, I had to transition from a sidewalk to getting hit by a car. So I rode into a sidewalk from the street and then cut to the scene of the car coming out of the alleyway, and I'm just coming straight on. I say, "Oh shit," and then I hit the car. If you're wondering how we did that, let's go back here. So we recorded this scene a couple of times. LaVon inching forward with the car. This wasn't as fast as I speed ramped the video. I obviously made it faster. But I go up to the car and I roll over the hood. I actually practiced rolling over the hood a couple of times, and I think I got pretty good at it. So I roll over the hood, as you can see here, but it's very controlled. My left arm is on top of the hood. I didn't actually hood. My left arm is on top of the hood, so I didn't actually hit it. I just rolled myself over it. The next scene is Mike holding the camera right there as I'm rolling over. Things are happening very fast. So next scene is cars still, because he braked, so it's not like he kept driving. So it was easy to just roll over the hood and record from the inside. Same thing here, and I just roll out, and then the sound of the rollout kind of goes into the blankets of waking up sound. And ladies and gentlemen, I love the lighting in here. I did this scene late by myself, and I almost creamed my pants after I was done with it, because it just came out beautiful. Like the silhouette of my face, and then the lighting from this lamp into my shoulder, and you actually see it sweat, and it's just it's beautiful. Breathing very heavy. Not freaking out as much as I did with the knife, so it's probably more real. As I get up, I notice something. I look down, and my feet are wet. The video ends. My feet are wet, the video ends. So it's like, wait a minute. Is the dream over, or is it just getting started? I know. I don't know if it's over or if it's just getting started. But it came out so good. And part of me, I guess, just wanted a little bit more people to watch it, because a lot went into this. And I was like, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Why would... Look at my topic. Look at my channel. If I really wanted to get exposure, I should enter this in some little short film festival or something. But yeah, I am so glad this project came to life, because that elevator scene, it goes back to when I was young, a young lad. I'd say maybe, I don't know how old I was exactly, but my bastard dad that I haven't seen in a long time, since I was, I don't know, probably since around that time, since the bastard left. Haven't seen him in a long time, but he used to lock me in a closet or somewhere very dark without lights because I misbehaved or I did something. Like, how terrible could a little kid do for that kind of behavior? So he'd just lock me in the dark and I'd be screaming, crying, freaking out. And for a while, I wasn't able to go into elevators. I remember being with my grandma, and as soon as that door would close, I'd freak the fuck out. I'd start screaming like there was no end, and people had no idea why that kid was freaking out. But for a while, I couldn't go into elevators, and just that feeling of being claustrophobic in a tiny space freaked me out. So I was very glad to bring this scene into this little movie, because it's something that I guess it means a lot to me, because I don't know if I've been damaged a lot as a young kid, but I found a way to overcome things. And I'm no longer afraid of elevators or the dark, for that matter. I actually love all those things, but that could be a reason why. Like, the reason why I'm so a little twisted and fucked up is that my stupid dad used to torture me as a kid by locking me in the dark, that bastard. So the choking scene, I've had so many dreams where I just feel like I'm suffocating, I'm being choked, and then I constantly think like, oh my God, is something internally wrong with me? Like, are my lungs failing? Am I going to struggle for air when I die? Is this like a sign or something? I don't know. It's really fucked up. And then that beach scene, I've had several dreams where I'm being held underwater too. And that also goes back to a trauma. Like, I've almost drowned so many times, Sheila. You don't know this because you're new to the house. I'm sorry. I even forgot that you're here. Sorry, girl. But yeah, I've drowned and came close to death so many times in the water. And just one recent time, I don't know when this was, like 6 years ago, we were at my buddy's house. We used to go to his parents had like this huge farm. So we used to chill by the fire, and there was a lake, a canoe, and a lot of drinking and doing bad things. And it was just a lot of fun. And I remember being 4 a.m, a bunch of us were drunk in the canoe, and then this girl was really, really drunk, acting a fool. And she eventually tipped over the canoe, and the canoe sank. And, we were kind of far, and I don't know what sank into my body, but I just froze, and the fear sank in that I wasn't going to get to shore, and I couldn't swim anymore. And I think my body went into shock, and my legs just became so stiff, and I started sinking. And everyone thought I was just joking, I guess, because I'm still really silly and dumb sometimes. So they thought it was a joke at first, but it wasn't. I was actually drowning, and every time I'd sink and I wouldn't think I'd have the strength and the energy to paddle my way into the surface, I think, when they say that your life flashes by before you die, that's exactly it. I just kept thinking about all the things that I had, all the things that I loved, and that just there wasn't going to be a tomorrow. It's like that was it. That was it. And I couldn't do anything about it. And then my friend Donovan eventually came through. He would pick me up, and then his other buddy would take turns just lifting me up, but they were also trying to fend for themselves. And they eventually got me out of the water, but sometimes I would sink and just be like, okay, this is it. My girlfriend at the time was sleeping at the tent right outside. It's like no one has any idea. My other friends, my family, like I'm about to die here. But they saved my life. They eventually got me out of the water. I threw up some water. I freaked out for a while. They put me on the tub at the house, and I just lay there freaking out. Mentally, I just couldn't believe what just had happened. Like, I came this close to not being here, guys. And yeah, I'm glad that didn't happen. So, again, in this video, just facing my fears, I was out there recording, holding my breath underwater, and it was just that. It was just me fighting against myself, because at the end of the day, I feel like that's the biggest struggle, guys. It's constantly a war between me, myself, and I. And it's a matter of me overcoming things. It's a matter of you guys overcoming things, because at the end of the day, it's you out there is the one that's holding you back. You out there is the one that's fucking up your whole thing, because I don't know, your expectations are wrong. Just your goals need to be readjusted. The dreams need to either be bigger or put it down a little. It's just a matter of finding that balance of what makes you happy, because it sucks. The electric skateboarding thing has not been making me happy, and it's all me, it's nothing ever personal against no one or anybody, or like, if anything, like, I fucking love interacting with you guys on the channel, but it start turning against me when I didn't have stuff to make content on, and I just kept trying to, I don't know, put in a bunch of shit on a video and hopefully someone would like 10% of it. But then you can go in my analytics and you see that some people are just not down for it. That's not the type of content that YouTube wants, and the type of content that people go to YouTube to watch. They want information. They want to digest things very fast without the ums and the uffs and the bullshit. So that's what happened. I don't know where I stand. I am more hungry to create more than ever. Like, don't get me wrong, and there's so many little projects that I hope they take off the ground and they will yield the larger view count that I guess I've always been searching for. And it's going to happen. But I'm just not sure if it's going to happen as Brax Wolfe or Mike Stand. I don't know what the next persona will be, but trust me, I will be here. I will be posting. If anything, this will be more of a keep up with me on my electric skateboard as I do these other things. Because I don't know, I just couldn't establish those relationships early on the game. It was my job to try to establish relationships with these brands, these companies that are putting out so many great boards. But I guess I just stayed so tight with Meepo, and that could have potentially hindered my channel from doing better in other collaboration with other brands. A lot of people, most of the time, they thought I worked with Meepo, and had to tell them, nope, I don't work with Meepo. I'm not affiliated with them. I just had an electric skateboard by this brand and started making videos on it, and it took off. And yeah, that is what happened. That is where I stand. Sheila, I don't know, girl. Like, I don't know. At the same time, it sounds like, what the fuck, dude? Like, are you completely just quitting everything? No, I'm not quitting anything at all. It's just those expectations. Like I said, I need to readjust things where I don't say to myself, like, I need to post a podcast once a week. I need to post a podcast. I need to post a video once a week on this, and it's the only way that it's gonna take off. No, the only way that this channel would take off is if I had a budget to buy electric skateboards and just be reviewing them, because I know my style of reviews, and I know if I had, half of the boards that these YouTubers got, I would be fucking rocking this shit. But it's just not the case. So I'm scaling things back, and yeah, the electric skateboard channel will always be here. I believe that there's videos on this channel that help people a lot. But I'm just going to be posting whenever I can. Like this podcast will be going more than anything. I'm excited to get on here and announce all the crazy shit that I have going on, and just be posting more vlogs. Because since the channel has taken a hit anyway, I went from getting like 1,500 views a day on a video sometimes to getting 200. So that's not in the back of my head anymore. Like, oh my God, I'm spending so much time and energy into this video. Is it going to do good? Is it going to do bad? It's just going to do bad. And I just came to the conclusion, and I'm okay with it because, again, I did this to myself. When other YouTubers had the opportunity to take things to the next level, they did, and I didn't. I just thought that my skills was going to be enough and it was going to suffice to get me to the next level, but it didn't. So, yeah. It is what it is. I am so excited to still be here, alive another day. And I guess that's all that matters. The rest will fall into place when it's time, because this phoenix is rising, and I keep thinking it's too late, I'm gonna miss my time. Was there ever a peak that I reached, and now I'm just on this downward trend? Or I still haven't seen what I'm going to make. I haven't seen what I'm capable of, and that's why I can't visualize things right now. That's why I get down on myself, like, fuck, this is it, I missed my train. But maybe I didn't, because I'm gonna be at a level that I can even visualize myself in right now, because I really don't know how I would get there sometimes. But then again, expectations. Why am I being so hard on myself? I feel like for the short amount of time since this whole pandemic and my world was turned upside down, like, I got out pretty fast and I got out pretty good. When you're in it, it feels like forever and it feels like it's never going to end. But if I really sit and think, I have accomplished a lot. But it will never, ever be enough. It will never be enough. What the fuck? Why? It's humans, right? Human nature to never be happy and content with what you got. The grass is always greener on the other side. But like I said on that short film, not really sure which side of the fence I stand in, boys and girls. I'm not sure if I'm sitting there waiting to get hit in the face by a random person, or I'm out there to fight. I'm out there to hit people in the face. Because sometimes it's just so easy to just sit back and curl up and die. Not really, but you know what I'm saying. Just be this. Yeah, I talked about this. I can't even go down that road again. Yeah, that is it. I think that is all. I got most things that I wanted to get out. And I'm just excited for the future. I have projects that I should dive in fully, like I did with this electric skateboard thing. And you know what? I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry I didn't have $1,200 to be purchasing skateboards. If it was Amazon and I could return it after 30 days, we would have been chilling. But, I can't be buying these skateboards and reviewing them and returning it. And that's not what the whole thing is about anyway. I was never a fan of people that just unboxed products because they were sent to them reviewed without really having any knowledge or experience with it, just for the fuck of it. Get their review out and that's it. The product turns out to be dump. But who cares? You got that review out. Way to go, bro. I will see you guys in the next episode. Don't forget to subscribe to YouTube. Subscribe to Spotify. So when these episodes drop. You could be the first one to watch or listen. And if you want more, if you have no idea what I've talked about, if you stumbled upon this podcast before the channel, just go to YouTube and search for Brax Wolfe, and please like and subscribe. I beg you, motherfuckers, please like and subscribe. I feel like that's my problem. That's my problem right there. I was never like the type to be like and subscribe people. Hey, what's up, guys? Like and subscribe. Hey, don't forget to go in the comments right now and let me know what you think. You know, that's where I messed up. But it happens. We all learn. Maybe in my next channel, I'll be more like, what's up, guys? Brax Wolfe here. Make sure you like or you subscribe the video or I'm gonna murder your family.
Yeah, now that's